Welcome to the Data Future Lab channel. This is Shekhar and I am a data scientist. In this tutorial, we are going to perform the exploratory data analysis on movie dataset using Python. So in this tutorial, we um, are going to analyze the data. We are going to manipulate the data. We will transform the data, clean the data, and we will do some filtration, so sorting of the data, and we will try to visualize the data. Along with that, we are going to answer some of the business questions by using Python and Python library, and especially it's a Pandas. Okay, so let's get started. So the movie data set. So the first step in doing any exploratory data analysis, that we have to use some of the libraries or the tools, and we have to import that. So we are in the first step, we are importing all these libraries: Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. So Matplotlib, Seaborn are the visualization libraries. NumPy is for the numerical computation, and Pandas is for the tabular, the data frame or the series manipulation, data manipulation tool. Okay. The second step is here we are going to load the data or read the data. So data in the CSV format. So we'll store that data into a movie data set, that is movie data, in that variable. So pd.read underscore CSV, and we have to put the file name. Now this file is already there in this folder. Okay, so otherwise if it is stored in the local, then you have to give the absolute path here. Okay, so I'm going to run this. So you will see dot head will give you a first 5 records of the data set. Now you can see here there are so many columns. The first one is the rank. The title is nothing but the movie name. The genre is it's a category of that particular movie, whether it is action, adventure, or science fiction. Description, a short description. It's a plot of the movie. Name of the director, the actors, name of the actors, the year of release, runtime, the duration, then this is rating, then the votes given by uh, the people, then revenue of that particular movie, and metascore. uh, Again, it's a kind of a rating again. Okay. um, yes. So this is the here we loaded the data. Now we have to start analyzing the data. The first we have to check the size of the data, means number of rows and columns. So dot shape will give you here the rows, and these are the columns. There are 100 records and the 12 columns. Next one, we'll check the list of columns. Dot columns, the movie data dot columns will give you the list of columns. These are the column names basically. So after that we have to check the what are the data type of these columns. Okay, so if you use the dot d types, then you will get the data of each column. So this is the integer, and the object means this just like categorical columns, or these are the string. Okay, boss, basically the year is the integer. This is integer. The rating, odds, you can see rating is in float, means in decibel number. Revenue also float, and metascore is also float. Otherwise means there are three categories, three data types. One is integer, objects, and float values. We have to check the complete information about the data set. Then you have to check uh, 1000 entries are there, total number of column 12, and what are the non-null values. So non-null values for these particular columns are 0. uh, so null values are 0 for these columns, but there is some null values are there because this number is deviating from 1000. Okay, so here also we'll get the data type non-null values. This is the column name. Okay, now we have to check the missing values actually, because there is a, we can see the missing values are there. So column wise missing values directly will get from dot is null dot sum. Okay, so here there are 128 records are blank in the revenue column and 64 records blank in the metascore column. Okay, next one is how to treat these missing values. Okay, so one approach is we can drop the missing value, and second approach we can insert or fill that missing values with some value, whether if it is categorical then most frequently occurring value, or if it is numerical one then um, mean value or median value. We can input that missing value, but here first approach we will see, we will remove this, but I am not going to use this approach. I am going to impute the missing values, but how to drop this, that also that one approach also we have to understand. So here I am creating another data frame where movie data drop any how is equal to any means it will remove the null records. Okay, so now here 128 plus 64 records will be removed, and you can see here this there is now after removal of this null records there is no there are no null records present in the data set, but this data set is here. Now you can see the shape of this. You can see now earlier there was 1000 records. Yes, 1000 records and 12 columns, but we have not dropped any column, but we have dropped the null values. That is the remaining is 838, means this 128 and 64 we have removed. Okay, but the second approach we are going to use here for the this. So you can see here first there are revenue is having the missing values, revenue millions, that column. So I'll fill that with the mean value. So I'll calculate first the mean value of that particular column. So movie data and considering the column dot mean, it will give the mean value of that particular column. Okay, and I will put that mean value um, here. Okay, how to fill that missing record by using a dot fill na, and then you have to insert the value. Okay, so movie data then revenue is equal to movie data revenue dot fill na and this value. But if you want to do it dynamically, then what you have to do, so you have to create a variable average revenue. I'll create this variable here. Okay, something like this, and I'm going to put this here. Okay, uh, yes, so the whatever the this null records are there that are filled with the average revenue. The same case for the metascore. So I'll run this. So I can put 58.98 here for the metascore column. Okay, but I'll use this as a variable here, metascore. Okay, here, and copy and paste it here. So you run this. Now we have filled these two columns with the mean values of that particular column. That is called as the missing value imputation. Okay, now we will check movie data is there is no null values now, and we are going to see the what is the size of the data. Now, yes, 1000, because all we have not removed, but we have inputted the missing values. Okay, yes. Now in this data set, so once again I will show you some records here. Head is equal to 2, and here you can see title, genre, then description, director, actor. These columns are categorical columns, or we can say these are having the categories. Okay, so these categorical columns we are going to consider, and in this category, how many number of genres are available in the data set, we will check. Okay, so I'm considering the first thing here, uh, that is the genre, and movie data genre dot value count. So value count will give you the values of that particular genre, means these how many times this the action, adventure, and science fiction genre is occurring in the data set. So the 50 movies are in the category of action, adventure, and science fiction. Then 48 are drama. Then comedy, drama, romance is 35, something like that. Okay, the same you can visualize by resetting this, resetting the index. So you can create a data frame out of this. Yes, you can see here the genre and the count. Okay, so if I want to check the top 5 genres, okay, these are the top 5 genres. Okay, these top 5 genres we can see. The same case with the director, but you can see most of the cases there are almost 644 directors are there. Out of that, some are repeated for number of series. So some directors are directing multiple movies. Okay, so for that this number is there. So if you want to check the number of directors, yes, these are 644, and if you want to display the list of directors, then movie data directors, and you have to use a unique. Okay, so unique will give you the list of these directors, list of directors you can see, and these are how much, uh, the number of directors are 644. Okay, yes, that's okay. Now, in this movie data set, there are some numerical columns are also there. So numerical columns are runtime, then rating, odds, revenue, and metascore. So we want to understand what is the statistic or the distribution of this the numerical columns. So for that, I'm considering only these columns and using a dot describe method function. So you will get the statistic of these numerical columns. Now you can see that the first one is the count, second is the mean value of that particular column, then this is the standard deviation, this is minimum value, then this is 25th 25th percentile, 50 percentile, and this is 75 percentile, and this is the maximum value of that particular column. So it will give the complete statistics of that numerical column by using a dot describe method. Okay, now here we are going to visualize some of the data. Already we know that already we have the top 5 genre. So but we don't want in this case, we want top 10 genres, I'll say, um, and these are the top 10, and I want to show it on the bar plot. Okay, visualize it. Okay, if I want to display this with the, I don't want this table, then we will go and display this by using a cbon. So sns dot bar plot, I have to provide the three arguments. One is the data, means this data frame. Okay, second one is the x value, x value means genre, and the y value means the height of that particular bar, that is count. Here I'm using the labels, X labels I'm rotating, because if it is horizontal then it will be a messy one. So, and finally I am using a plt.show so that we can display that data. Now you can see it's a wonderful bar plot is here. Okay, you can see here. Now the name of the movie, there is a top 10 genre we have displayed here. Okay. So like this, by using a Seaborn, you can plot this. So next one, I want to check how this data is distributed by using a box plot. So box plot is basically used to check the outliers. So we can check the outliers for these columns, the runtime, then rating, revenue. Okay, so we'll check. So first box plot for it's a runtime, so you can see there are a lot of outliers there. Yes, there are some movies are having a more than 160 minutes of runtime. Okay, that may be the outlier in this data set. In terms of rating, you can see the outliers are basically the lesser than 4 rating. Yes, lesser than 4 ratings is given by for some of the movies. Then for revenue, yes, some are making big money in terms of revenue. Okay, so the most of the data you can see the revenue here itself in the 200 to 0 0. It should not be the case. Why it's showing 0 we will see later on. Okay, so we will also check using a histogram. If you check how this revenue is distributed, so the most of the revenue is distributed in between here. Okay, so below 200 million revenue. Okay, most of the cases. And we'll check the distribution of runtime. Is you can see the most of the movies are under the runtime here itself, that is 100 to this 120. Okay, so this is all about the distribution of this runtime and revenue. Okay, so next part is very important part, that is the we have to answer some of the business questions here. So whenever if somebody asks you the some questions on this data, uh, so I want to find out what is the highest revenue and the lowest revenue. So I want to find the details of the highest and the lowest revenue movie, okay, from the data set. So the highest revenue means I will check with this movie data revenue dot max. So when I run this, this is the highest revenue. So I'll give the name max revenue here. Okay, this is the max revenue is 936. Okay, and I have to I want the details of that movie, so I'll use the movie data, and inside that I have to use the condition. So movie data dot revenue, this revenue column equal to, and not required, because this is the dynamically we can change by giving this variable here. So when I using this, and this is our data frame and this is the condition we have applied, so we are filtering the data based on this condition. So this is called as the data filtration. Okay, so when you run this, you will get the movie with the maximum revenue. So 936 is the maximum revenue and the movie name is Star Wars. Okay, so you will get all the details of this particular movie. Then you want the lowest revenue or the minimum revenue movie. So you can do the same thing here and run this. You will get, and what you have to do. So you have to use that lowest revenue here, and let's check what is it? Okay, so here the lowest revenue movie is zero actually. That should not be the case actually. A kind of murder. This one. Why it is lowest revenue? Means this value is some error actually. Okay, we'll check how we can. What are the lowest revenue movies here. So for that we are going to sort the data by using a sort value. Then I have to give the column name and the ascending is true and dot head. I'll check the five lowest revenue movies. So when I check this, so I got this movie. Means this movie details are wrong in terms of revenue, but there are movies with the 0.01 million this thing million revenue is there. Okay, means this is correct, but here there must be some number because we are checking it for the million one. Okay, so okay, that's fine. So we got the answer actually from this. Okay, the same case we can do it for the highest runtime and the lowest runtime. So I'll say max runtime, I'll say, and this is the mean runtime. These are the two variables I'll create, and directly I'll put that runtime here, the maximum. So I want maximum here, and I want one more cell here, and here I'll put the minimum one. So I'll get the movie with the maximum runtime. So maximum runtime is 191 and minimum runtime movie is only 66, means almost 1 hour only. So this movie is Mavi D Corget and this is a grindhouse. Okay, yes, okay. Now I want to find the in which year the highest number of movies are released. So that I want to find. So for that I have to consider the movie data, then column year, and then I have to put the value count. Now you can see the value count. So in the data set in 2016, the 297 movies released. 2015 127, something like that. So here the year, what we can say, the 2016, where the more number of movies released in the year 2016. Now I want to display the top five movies in terms of revenue. So same case. So movie dot sort values. We have to provide the column on what basis you have to sort the values, and ascending is false, means we have to because by default it's ascending, so you have to reverse the order because we want the top five revenue. Okay, so I'll consider this and I'll take dot head, means it will consider top five. Okay, so these are the top five movies. You can Star Wars, Avatar, Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, then Avengers, and The Dark Knight. So these are the movies. Okay, so this is one. So if you want to plot these movies on the if you want to show these movies on on the plot with terms of, so how we can do that? SNS dot bar plot, I'll say, and data equal to movie data. Okay, and x value will be title. Okay, no, I'll take y value is the title. Okay, and this x value, sorry, title, and here is the x value equal to that revenue. Okay, revenue. So what will happen, revenue, now you can see, you will see the bar plot, but okay, no, you have to consider this data frame because we have considered this, right? So yes, it will give some wrong angles, so I'll say it's a df, something like this. So I'll yes, so here it is. Okay, now run this. Hmm. Okay, now you have to convert this code because I have to create this data frame and I need to apply the for this data frame, not to whole data frame actually. So it will create very messy this thing. Sorry, yeah, okay, ये data frame. Yes, यहाँ पर yes, we have to just run this code. So yes, now you can see that on the basis of revenue you can see the Star Wars, Avatar, Jurassic Park, Avenger and Dark Knight. So you can this is the horizontal bar chart, and vertical you want to do, then you can change the values of x and y here. That's very simple. Okay, so this is one more question, one more very important insights from this is I want to create one column, and in that column I want to put the what is the review of that particular movie, whether it is very good, average or bad. So based on the rating, because I want to create one more categorical column, and there I want to put. So how we can create that, so that directly from putting looking at that column we'll get the idea about the movie. Okay, so for that I'm creating a new column, but that column will be derived from the rating column. Okay, so I have written a user defined function here, customize function, so you can see a movie review and the rating. So if the rating is greater than or equal to 8, then it will return the very good review. Okay, so else it is greater than or equal to 7 and less than 8, then it is good. Then it is greater than or equal to 6 or lesser than 7, then it's neutral, we can say, or we can say it's average movie. And else it will return bad, means less than 6 rating, we are considering this is the bad movie. Okay, now I have created this function. So how to apply this function to the pandas column? Then I have to create a new column, so equal to movie underscore data and rating. So you have to apply whatever is the function to this column, because we are deriving this column based on the basis of this existing column. So we have to apply, use the dot apply, and you have to apply this function by using a lambda. So lambda x is equal to movie review x. Okay, so when you run this, okay, and you have to check the what is the output from this data frame. Yes, now the new column is added, that is review, and here you can see on the basis of rating you can generate a new customized column, that is good. very good average. Okay. Yes. So that is one more is here, that what are the top five movies released in the 2016 in terms of revenue. Okay, that I want to find out. Then you can see the movie data. We have to apply the filter the data. First I'm filtering for the 2016, and then I'm sorting that data frame based on what these we need not require to give by, you can give that revenue, and that ascending should be false. Then you can see you will get all the movies in the 2016 with the ascending order, descending order in terms of movie. So if you want to check the top five movies in this case, then here it is. So these are the top five movies which are released in the year 2016. Okay, so like this you can solve the business questions using the pandas library python. Okay, so that's all about this exploratory data analysis on the movie data data set using python pandas library. Okay, if you have any doubt you can reach out to me at this mail address, or you can call me on this number 3272. Okay, and you can subscribe our channel, the data data future lab channel. Okay, thanks for watching. All the best.